Hello,
know.
I am here. Please, no racism.
What up?
What a great way to start, huh?
Never a good way to start. Now people think we're racist.
Just not on the stream.
A bad way to start would be to go, "Hey guys, be racist." That would have. He did the exact opposite.
Yeah, he's not wrong. If I came in and told you to be racist, that'd have been pretty bad.
We are 0 for 2 on a bang of a start on the podcast here on the BP.
Well, look, there's no good
2.
way to start a podcast.
Yes, there is. Let me show you real quick.
Okay,
Hold
go.
on, boys.
Yes.
We're a couple of guys just hanging out with a couple of microphones. So come on in and listen in to the BDP fucking podcast. All right, now that's a good way to start. All right.
Okay, you are. This was literally the first thing I wanted to discuss on the podcast, and you fucked it up again already. Every time you sing the song, you call it the BDP Podcast. It's the BPD Podcast.
We are not okay. Just for our viewers out there, we are not the BPD Podcast because it sounds like the Boston Police Department, bro.
Either or. They both work.
I don't think you understand. I've been getting angry emails and DMs all week of fans pissed off. They're like, the screen says BPD and the intro song says BDP, and they're like, I've been getting death threats about that.
No, you
so
just-
DC.
All right, how about people send us messages about what they think we should call the podcast, because the 3 letters is not it's not cool enough, bro. There's no cool
Why?
factor to it.
Why not?
It's just like, let's just call it like Podcast 24, like something just very
I'm
bland
down.
and generic.
DC, what was going through your mind when you slandered the name of this podcast in front of 20 million viewers last week?
Here's what happened. I looked to the right and I love our picture and everything, and I'm looking at Bailey's stream, and it's just like, dude, BPD. It's a police department.
It's the
I don't
Bailey
like
Police Department.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I don't like it. So maybe we could talk about it off potty.
I texted DC yesterday. I said, DC, you still good? And DC went, oh no, I'm streaming Clash Royale. if I had not texted you, would we have just been here and then like seen you go live when the podcast is supposed to start?
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
What the fuck?
I know. I'm gonna put it on my calendar, but like, yeah, I completely forgot about the podcast.
I don't know. I'm so offended.
No, don't be like. It was Christmas. I had this event.
It wasn't Christmas 7 days ago.
I know, but yeah. Well, we're good. Pound texted me, and we're all Gucci.
My second point of contention I wanted to clear up before we get
So
into
smooth,
things.
Pound. So very smooth.
Bailey said in his private server he thought we wouldn't see, but somebody snitched on him.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah,
Bailey
we
said,
got spies everywhere.
yeah, so the day after Christmas is called Boxing Day in Britain, and Bailey said, I plan to get blackout smashed on Boxing Day so I don't have to take part in that shitty podcast with those 2 deadbeat middle-aged school shooters. Do you have anything you'd like to add to that, Bailey?
Maybe ex-school shooters. You're a bit old to be in schools now.
Wait, that's not how school shootings work. You don't have to. You've heard of adults that go into schools and anyway, this I didn't realize until I was called one myself. A middle-aged, that part bugged me, but it didn't really irk me. But the part that, if someone calls you a school shooter, that's like the bottom of the barrel, bro. That's like the shittiest thing you could do. So I take great offense to that. And Bailey, I just want to say on the record, eat a bag of dicks, bro.
Wow. We're getting hostile. First doesn't like
Yeah,
that
when you think about it, there's never been a school shooter where they're like, oh, he was the quarterback of the football team, he had like 5 girlfriends, and then he like shot up the school. It's always some guy that was like doing like a Twitch stream with 5 viewers and he lost it.
You know, it's a guy who uses 2 raptors as toys and does food reviews. That's and for those of you who don't know, maybe we'll get into it, but Pound and I and Bailey, we're bringing Bailey in slowly to this world of YouTube food reviews. And let me tell you, boys, if you don't enjoy them or you don't know what they are, you're missing out.
No, I will never watch a food review in my life because I don't get it, unless I'm just mocking it on Pound stream. I watch a lot of people mock food reviewers because they're fucking hilarious, but
Okay.
I wouldn't watch it like non-ironically.
I
Yes.
get that. And one of the things that I find interesting, sorry I steamrolled you there, Pound, but Bailey, you don't enjoy food like
No.
like most people, right? Like you don't. I find this fascinating because I really enjoy eating, as you can tell. And so like when you wake up in the morning or you're going out through the day, like you don't think about like a next good meal you could have ever. You're just like, what do I need to do to sustain life?
It's a bit of it's hard to explain, right? Because like we can stick on the topic of, well, not stick, but we can keep it relevant to the times with Christmas, right? Because Christmas dinners fucking bang, right? They are incredible. And like I am with everybody else when I'm like, well, I'm really excited for Christmas because Christmas dinner, but also I'm really fucking, this doesn't make any sense, but if I didn't get one, I'd be completely fine too. Which doesn't make sense, right? Because I value good food and I'm really excited to eat good food. However, I could go my entire life like just eating sustenance tablets if it was viable.
Astronaut food.
Right? And I'd be fine. I wouldn't be that bothered. My main issue with food is that I gotta fucking make it and it's long.
Yeah, I remember last year his parents told him they didn't have a Christmas meal, and he was like, "Where's the nearest school? I need to go shoot it up."
I was so confused as to where you were going with that.
I knew exactly where he was going, and I hate that we are talking about school shootings.
Well, it's your fault for being American, DC.
No, it's your fault.
Maybe if you weren't
for
American,
calling
we wouldn't be a school shooter.
Okay, and then I have another note here. This is actually in my podcast notes on my phone, and I figured since we were talking about food, I need to ask both of you. This is a question that I am asked way too frequently, and I never know which side of the coin I fall on.
Oh, is this the fucking hot dog thing?
Yeah, it is, bro. It is. See how worked up people get just thinking about it?
I don't know the question, so continue.
Okay, is a hot dog a sandwich?
No, it's a hot dog. Like, technically, yes, but it's not.
Well, that doesn't make sense. Technically,
well, it
yes,
does,
but it's
because
not.
societally it's not, but technically it is. There's a difference between like textbook's definition of everything.
What's the definition of a sandwich to you? We're not going to look up any true meanings until after this.
I
what
imagine
is the definition of a sandwich?
It is some filling encapsulated by bread, right? Which you would argue a hot dog is.
Sure. Yeah, typically meat. Yeah, it doesn't have to be.
It could be a cheese sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. Typically.
So then a hot dog, by that definition, is a sandwich.
Yeah, which is why I said by definition it probably is, but societally it's not.
I agree with Bailey as that these look, I know this isn't politically correct to say, but these retards that think hot dogs are sandwiches.
It's 2 episodes
in. Don't say that.
It's
we should not.
2 episodes.
We should not say that word.
I didn't say simp. It's allowed on Twitch.
Yeah, but it's on YouTube.
I don't like it. It's just a bad word. But
they bring out these definitions of they're like, oh, well, you think a piece of bread with meat in it is a sandwich. So they bring out all these, like, Oxford Dictionary shit on you. Look, by all definitions, a hot dog is a sandwich. But if you think a hot dog is a sandwich, you're stupid.
Agreed.
It's just not.
I'm with you.
Yeah. I mean, is a hamburger a sandwich?
Yes.
No. It's a burger.
Right. It's in the same, like, societal class as a hot dog. It's its own thing.
Yeah.
But by definition, it's a piece of meat between 2 slices of bread.
But
I mean, like, if I was opening a restaurant and I had a part of the menu called sandwiches, I would put a burger in there.
No, I would put burgers on its own
Burgers
section.
usually has its own section.
I agree.
Well, yeah, but like if I only had like one burger on the menu, like I just had burger, that was only one thing.
Why the
I'd
fuck
just
are you
throw it in
only
sandwiches.
serving one burger?
Because we do like lots of different stuff. We have like chicken
Well,
fingers,
not lots
we
of
have
different
mozzarella
burgers.
sticks. Well, because there's not space in the fridge.
Good. Okay, fine.
Okay.
No, I want to stay on the topic of Pound saying the R slur, as I will name it.
I was gonna get into that later. This is too early.
No. I'm good with it. I was talking to this girl recently, and she posted on social media that somebody she was with said the R slur, right? And she got really pressed about it. And when did it? I'm young, okay? I spent like the ages of like 12 to 18 in like Xbox parties, right? When did the word retard become unacceptable?
Xbox.
Yeah, but like when like I don't know when that happened. It just seems to have.
Well, it
happened.
happened. It took on the same timeline as the gay, right? Like I grew up calling things
Yeah.
gay that were stupid or whatever, and then those groups of people just made a stand, and it just slowly they had an agenda to get that word out of people's vocabulary.
Well, here's my issue is that people are like, you can't say that to refer to like I couldn't call Bailey that word because it's a medical condition that people actually have, and you're being offensive to them. But you never go into a doctor and the doctor's like, oh, your kid's retarded. Like, he doesn't say that. It's not used in the medical world anymore.
No, but it's disrespectful is the bottom line. It's just disrespectful to...
Well, yeah, that's why I would never say it to somebody who's mentally
That's what I was gonna
handicapped
say.
or something. Yeah.
I would never say it to anybody that I didn't know on a very personal level who clearly knows that I'm joking, right? So, like, how you just said it is, like, fine to me. But I don't know when it became cancelable.
I would also say if one of you, like DC just said, if I was like, oh, that's gay or that's retarded, if somebody was like hanging out with someone and they said, I don't like you saying that word, I would stop saying it because it's not that important to me that I would like keep like, oh, well, I'm gonna be offensive and say it because I care about their feelings more than like saying it's not a big deal to like not say it.
It's more important to them that it is offensive to me that it isn't offensive, you know? Like, it's a word that I don't necessarily have a problem with personally, but if somebody does, then like, fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think, like, the question that you posed, I thought I had, like, a better answer, but, like, when did it become, because I used that word so freely as a kid.
I'm gonna say around 2012 is around when I started, like, hearing stuff about it.
Really?
It probably was earlier. There are some people saying it, but that's when I started to hear people saying not to say it. It was probably earlier. Because it's been happening for like a while.
It seems really early to me, but I'm young.
I mean, it's just one of those things that I wouldn't like to call somebody retarded and then have them be like, dude, I actually am like autistic. Like it's one of those things that you just don't do it because you don't know the other person's story. You don't know if their family has a history. You just don't know. And so that's why I don't say it. I don't want to disrespect anyone. And I find other words to use than that when I want to call somebody stupid. But it is a good, like, it did just get canceled, what seems like overnight.
Are you calling retard stupid, DC?
No, but the definition of retarded is...
Right, pal, let's move on.
Alright, does anybody have I have another topic I'd like to bring up. This is a casual one, but Bailey, I think you'd appreciate it. Rumham was recently a guest on a Rich Slayton Clash Royale big tournament, and a lot of you guys won't know what that is. Some of you do. And his name is Rumham. What's his real name? Seth,
yeah.
He was a developer for the Clash Royale team, and he used to stream. And he was a guest on the show. And Pound comes into the Rich Slayton chat, and I don't know what he says. I don't know if he's
so Ruben was playing a match. Rich Slayton was like, "Oh, Ruben is a great player." And I said, "Ruben is a sandwich, not a player."
Right, okay, and that comment got read by Rich Slayton, the host of the Twitch stream, and Rumham, Seth, said, oh my god, he recognized Lol No Pound's name. He was shocked. He was in chat. He was like, he is the most toxic troll I've ever met, and just roasted Pound for like what seemed to be an eternity, but had to be like 90 seconds of just like, well, hopefully, people do grow up eventually, and maybe he's changed, but I don't know. Pound, I just remember, was the trolliest. Like, it was so funny that he called him out like that. And Pound, you defended yourself in chat, and you're like, I grew up, but that was pretty much it. Would you like to elaborate? Were you the biggest troll, or what made him say that?
No, because it's funny. So that was when I was on Rumham streams. I was about like 20 or so, which to Bailey is old because that's around Bailey's age, and to DC that might be like 20 is still like a kid. But yeah, I was, and I'm still kind of immature, but I was just like super immature when I was getting onto Twitch, because I think part of it was I saw like the really big streamers and like all their chats were like just like really toxic and stuff. It was kind of like the culture of Twitch, and I think I kind of wanted to emulate that. So I would just go into streams and I'd just say like toxic stuff. To me, I thought it was like funny, but I look back on it and I'm like, why did I say like any of the stuff that I used to like? Even now I say questionable stuff. And so for me to like be embarrassed about the stuff I used to do, I was just being like a brat, I guess.
Yeah, what you said in Rich Slayton's chat was questionable.
The Ruben comment?
It shite.
Yeah, but that's not questionable.
Well, it is.
It's not funny.
But
it was just a really corny joke.
I don't even know
Okay,
what a Reuben sandwich is, but I know.
I don't either, but I know it's a sandwich.
You guys don't know what a Reuben is?
I've never heard it.
Isn't it like some kind of like deli meat that's gonna give you like gout or something?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a deli meat that'll give you gout. Have a Reuben. Try a Reuben, boys. No, it's 2 pieces of rye bread with sauerkraut, Thousand Island dressing, and what is called corned beef. I don't know if you guys know what
that's
that
gout.
is.
That's gout in a
That's
can.
gout. Yep, that's gout.
Your joke was on the level of me pointing out Badger in chat and saying, that's not a moderator, that's an animal.
That's funny though.
No, it's not. That's so ridiculously unfunny.
I was gonna say I'm already picturing myself. We're 23 minutes in. I'm already picturing myself cutting 20 minutes of this out.
Yeah, this is all garbage. And I do have one more note. Do you guys know it was a Twitch ad that was forced in our faces? You guys know what a Totino's pizza roll is?
Yeah.
Nope, no idea.
Okay. Well,
It's
Bailey,
like, do you know what a calzone is?
Oh, do I?
Okay, it would be like.
Wait, is there a story there, Bailey?
Yeah, there is a story there.
What is it? Let's hear it.
No, chat doesn't want it. We'll move on.
Okay, so a pizza roll is like if a calzone was like 1 inch across.
Right.
Okay, well,
Continue with your
you know what
ad.
do you know what a hot pocket is, Bailey?
No.
Oh fuck, man. All right.
I can guess, right?
He knows what a
it's
calzone is. We've gotten.
Well, I know what a
but-
pizza roll is too. I just don't know the brand.
Oh.
That was the only question.
Well,
God,
no,
we gotta
DC
cut
says
all
like
of it.
no. It's like if DC says, "Do you know Cadbury's chocolate bars?" I know what chocolate bars are, but if I don't know what Cadbury's is, I'm going to say no.
Anyway, so
Okay,
I
alright.
thought our podcast would enjoy hearing about what Boxing Day is, because as an American, I heard that was the day after Christmas. And I was like, well, on Christmas, we hand each other like boxes with presents in it. So I thought Britain had like a whole day, like after Christmas, we're like, okay, it's time to throw away all the boxes, and it was called Boxing Day. But I come to find out that it's
Why is it called Boxing
Okay,
Day? Was
no,
it
no,
Boxing
I
Match
got
or
a
something?
I got a short story why this is even funnier, right? I was speaking to some American girl today, and we were just talking about Christmas. And I was like, "It's Boxing Day today," and she responds by saying, "Who are you boxing?" So
You said that?
it's just this American girl that I know, right?
That's pretty funny. I mean, that's where my mind
No,
went
but
the first
she
time.
was
I
just
like, oh,
being
Boxing Day.
stupid. She wasn't trying to make a joke. She was just like, "Who are you boxing today?" But yeah, the origins of Boxing Day is that it used to just be a load of boxing events, but now it's more so just like every sport you can think of in the UK is like traditionally played on Boxing Day, and it's the day after Christmas where maybe you're a bit hungover, maybe you want to drink a bit more, just sit around and watch sports all day. So I'm actually taking time out on my sporting day to be here.
Well, that's,
it's not that interesting.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for
But
that.
it's not where you throw away boxes, unfortunately.
So Christmas is the season of giving and helping, other people. I ordered takeout for dinner from a restaurant, and they're
What
located
does that
on
have
a.
to do with giving to other people?
Maybe if you listen to the fucking
Right,
story.
okay.
I'm one sentence in. I ordered takeout from a restaurant, and they're on a street where there is no parking. So you have to park somewhere else and walk to it.
You went and got it. I thought like you ordered it to you.
No.
Right.
I wouldn't go get it. And so I park at like a gas station. It's not super far away or anything. And I walk down the street to go get it. And on my way there, there's a homeless guy. And it's like 40 degrees out. It's cold, it's chilly. And he asked me if I have any money to help him out. And I was like, it's Christmas. And, I have a home. And I'm about to go see my family and get presents and stuff. I can afford to give this homeless guy something and have him have like a nice Christmas. But I don't have any cash in my wallet. I tell him, look, I'm going to go inside, get my food. I'm going to go put it back in my car. I have some money in my car. I'll take it out, and I'll come bring it to you. So I get my food. I take it over to my car, put it in my car. I only have $20 bills, which is normally I would give a homeless person maybe like $2 or something. I was like, you know what? As I said earlier, it's Christmas. He doesn't even have a home or like any family. I'm going to give him $20. Which is a lot of money for what I normally give to a homeless person. I was like, you know what? Just making his holiday season better is going to be, worth it. And so I take the $20 bill. I walk back to him. I hand him the $20 bill. I said, Merry Christmas. Get yourself something nice to like treat yourself and stuff. He does not thank me or anything. The first thing out of his mouth, he goes, yeah, I got some family too. You can spare a little more. And he never once thanked me for the $20. He never thanked me, never said anything. He was just mad that I only had $20.
And here is why I don't believe that altruism exists. How did that make you feel?
When I first saw the $20 bill in my car, I was like, there's no way I'm not too well. Obviously, I'm better off than him, but I'm not doing too well off or anything. You know, $20 is a lot to me. In my head, I'm thinking, there's no way I'm going to give $20 to someone else that I don't even know. And then, like, I kind of got, like, that warm Christmas feeling inside of me, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to do something nice for someone. The whole way I'm walking, because it's freezing, by the way, I'm like, I could get in my warm car and eat my food. Instead, I'm walking back through the cold to give them this money. I feel good about myself. I'm like, you know, I'm choosing to put other people ahead of me. And the moment after the interaction was done, I just walked back to my car in the cold. I had no warm feelings. I was just freezing cold walking back to my car. I wish I could take the money back from him. I didn't feel good. And that's how I came away from that.
Right, but like, you gave it to him because you're like, I'm going to feel good about this because I'm going to help his Christmas, or just him in general, right? But
yeah.
You still helped him the same amount as if he'd have said thank you, right?
Yeah, and I agree with that.
But his was negative, which made you feel negative as well. Hence, and even subconsciously, any positive action you do is just for positive affirmation, and being nice doesn't fucking exist. Ends.
I don't know if I agree with that, but what I'm wondering is, would any amount of money like excited him? Like, if I gave him $100 bill,
I'm sure if you like rocked it up with like a mill, it'd have been a little bit excited.
He would have been like, "Do you have $2 million? Like, I've got my wife over there," which she wasn't anywhere to be seen. I don't think that family existed.
When you handed him the money, the $20 bill, did he look down and see it?
Yeah. He saw the 20. He saw how much it was.
Yeah, that's really disheartening. That takes like the whole joy out of it. But what Bailey said is true, and then what Bailey followed up with is also very negative. But I don't know, because like I think so. That's a very deep psychological question of, is there anybody who does any like a good deed out of the goodness of their heart because they truly want the other person to succeed, or is it so they feel good about themselves?
Right, but I can make this positive, right? Sure, say we lived in a world where people only ever do positive things because they want the positivity back, right? The positive in that is that we are hardwired to feel positive when doing something nice. So even though we only do it for that kickback, the positive is that there's always that kickback, right? So there's always a reason to be nice, and there will always be nice people.
Yeah, I think that counts as being nice, because like the base.
It does, but it doesn't count.
Kind of like
the
base niceness is not doing anything for anyone. So even if you give money to someone solely to like feel good about yourself and feel like a good person, that's still like above the base level of not doing anything for anyone. So that counts as being nice.
I think there's a balance there. Like whenever I give money to homeless people, it's I have a genuine like feeling of I want this person to do better than they're doing, so I'm going to help them. And then I'd say like it's a 50-50 split of like I feel good about myself, but I also I have like empathy for people just in general. Like I feel for them.
Well, I'm glad you have empathy, DC.
No, I'm saying like I have, what's the word I'm looking for when I like care about how like I want another person to be well, like just in general.
No, that's it's either empathy or sympathy, but yeah, that's the word.
Did you just say simp on Twitch?
Yep, I fucked up.
But I also think like what's the is there a problem with, so say you donate to a homeless person, it's like it's a what's it called, snowball effect, or it has a ripple effect of like you do something good and then that person will hopefully in turn do something good, which in turn makes everybody around you in a better mood, well off. So like, do we have to question why if we like do this only to make us happy, or do we just accept it and just do it?
Yeah, DC. We all saw the Darman Christmas special.
There's another point I wanted to bring up off of Pound Story. Do I review of any reason why cash money still exists? I haven't carried around cash in years because I pay with everything on card.
Well, not everyone has a bank account.
Why not?
Lack of transportation.
Remember last week's story?
Yeah. What does that guy need to buy? He's a fucking alien, bro.
Some people don't want to be tracked, right? Like they just want to stay off the grid. They don't want
Well,
everybody
that
to see
sounds
what they're buying.
highly sketch.
Well, sure, but some people are sketch about it, but then it's also like a privacy thing where you're allowed to do what you want, or if you got to buy drugs or hide shit from your wife, like you pay cash. No, I'm kidding. But
So both of those things are negative.
And then you also have to think about how much money the credit card companies make. So like some people just don't like that.
Well, I didn't say credit
businesses
card.
businesses will be cash only because they don't want to have to pay a 2% charge for every time they take a card. But I love cash, dude. Pound, why did you keep money in your car and not your wallet? Like, a car is a bad place to leave $20 bills.
Maybe his wallet was in his car.
Well, no, I mean, like, it was hidden. It wasn't just out in the open.
I know, but why not throw it in your wallet?
What if I lose my wallet?
Oh, fuck. All right.
What if you lose your car?
I see where this is going. It helps people budget, too. So, like, my mom lived off of $300 at one point, like, a week when she was raising us. And, like, she knew that when she ran out of that, like, that was it for the week. So it's more tangible, I think, than people just... Swiping a card can get really easy. Whether it's a big difference if it's a debit card or a credit card. But, yeah, having that cash and seeing what you actually have, it helps people, I think, be a little more...
Yeah, there have been several studies that show that when people use a card compared to cash, they spend like 5% more or so, because it's not as painful to just swipe a card than to like take each bill out of your wallet as you spend.
Okay, but what if we incorporated money management into schools instead of pointless shit?
Oh, that would be amazing.
Look, I agree with you that I think eventually there's going to be a cashless society in the future.
And I think it will be a massive benefit to be that way. I think cash is very outdated. I think we have so much technology now.
What if we just, I don't know, like, if we got rid of everything?
No, don't get rid of currency. I just mean get rid of bills, like dollar bills and coins and stuff. There's no need to use those resources on those things and all of the power generating those things when you could just do it all digitally.
What if you want to pay your neighbor?
Then I can PayPal
them,
the lawn, or I can bank transfer them.
But it just gets really difficult when, like, cash has its place in the world.
But think of all of the people that get like lose monetary value, get physically hurt, and get mentally damaged if they get mugged. Right? Who's gonna mug anybody? Like, obviously there's gonna be a rare instance where, like, maybe you have, like, an expensive wedding ring or something, but, like, that sort of crime will go down if you don't carry cash, because the chances of anybody having anything valuable will be so much lower because nobody's carrying cash.
Well, I mean, your iPhone is usually worth more than the cash you have in your pocket. If somebody's going to mug you, they would...
Well, that's what you think, DC.
Take the phone.
For the last 10 minutes, all I've heard in my head is John Mulaney going, "Not funny!"
Not funny!
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, he's great. We'll have to show you a skit.
You guys were talking about weirdos earlier. It reminded me of the first time I met this streamer called D-Day. He was a Clash Royale streamer. And I had just wrapped up my stream, and what you need to know about the old Pound, when I first got monetized, it was my first time I could ever make money online, is when I got Twitch affiliate. And so if people donated bits to me, I would, like, tie up my shirt to look kind of like a bikini top, and I would start talking like a girly voice. And I'd be called, like Gamer Girl Pound.
What the fuck? What's wrong with you?
Look, I needed that 50 cents in bits, right. Okay? So, I end my stream, and then I go, like, find somebody to watch doing Clash Royale. I find this guy named D-Day, and he's a pretty cool guy. I go and chat, and I was just kind of getting to know him because it was my first time in the stream. I was like, what made you want to stream Clash Royale and stuff? He's like, I enjoy making content. I enjoy being in front of a microphone. He's like, and I like having, like, a serious stream, too. Like, right before I went live, I was watching this guy stream, and he was, like, dressed up like a girl, and he's calling himself, like, a gamer girl. He's like, it was the most ridiculous, stupid thing I'd ever watched in my life. And I think he's being, like, passive-aggressive towards me. So I'm like, is that a joke? He's like, no, it's not a joke. Like, this guy was actually doing this. I don't know how, like, he gets away with that on Twitch. Like, I don't think people like that should be allowed on here. And I was like, yeah, that was me. And he's like, wait, he got, like, so embarrassed and started, like, apologizing. We ended up being, like, really, really good friends. But our first interaction was him, like, calling me out for being a shitty streamer.
I mean, he had a very valid point. That is sort of weird.
But it drove bit donations. I got like an extra probably $2 a week.
Right. What was it worth?
Totally humiliate yourself. Yeah. Was it worth it?
It was worth. The viewers had a fun time. Okay.
What kind of fun time, pal?
Look. Anyway, next topic.
I just wanted. Remember my pizza roll story?
Wait, what's a pizza roll?
Not very fondly, I don't know.
No, because you cut it off and you didn't let me tell the story.
Yeah,
but
for a reason, DC.
There's this Twitch advertisement for Totino's, and what they do is they poke fun at another similar pizza product, and then they say you should eat their products. And I don't know if you've ever had a pizza roll or a Hot Pocket, but when you bite into those motherfuckers and they're fresh out the microwave and they explode out the back onto your hand or onto your mouth, it is the most searing, anticipated pain you'll ever feel in your mouth. And the Twitch ad that I heard probably close to like 74 times was...
Did you count this?
It was, I always count. And it was.
We got like so
guy's
pissed
voice
off
over
they
it.
started making a running tally of it.
He was like, Becky was eating pizza bagels when she bit into it and the sauce exploded out the back onto her controller. He's like, don't slow down the game, eat Totino's pizza rolls. And I was like, dude, if I have one complaint about Totino's pizza rolls, it's that it explodes out the back. But that's all. We can move on.
Was that really it?
Yeah, that was it. That was it, bro. It pissed me off. I needed to talk. Here's the thing. I have nobody in my life to talk to about that except for you guys. So I just had to get it off my chest.
Why is the term you used about the pizza roll is so sexual?
What term?
Exploding out the back.
I mean, that's
You're like Becky was eating a pizza roll and it exploded out the back all over her.
All right, how would you, Pound, if you wanted to describe a pocket of sauce bursting out of the rear end of the device, how would you
It sounds more sexual now.
There's a very specific way of wording it.
Whatever.
Okay,
That's
so
pretty much it.
I've got the story of I've downloaded TikTok for the first time this week because I was trying to watch our favorite food reviewers, the Elliott family of 7. And they have a TikTok, and it doesn't work very well on browser for me, so I had to download the app. It started, like, recommending me, if I would just click next, it would just start showing me random popular TikToks. And I've got to say, it's very, very repetitive. There were only, like, 3 kinds of videos on TikTok. There was, I'd say half of them was just a song playing with somebody dancing. 25% of them were... It was the weirdest thing, because I saw it the first time, and then, like, a few TikToks later, I saw the exact same skit.
This is so disappointing.
I don't know if you do, but it's the exact same skit with other people, and then, like, a few TikToks later, exact same skit, once again, different people doing it. I saw, like, 5 different versions of this.
Yep.
This girl... Oh, I did talk about this on my stream, maybe. Yeah, this girl is sitting there with, like, her ass, like, way up in the air in, like, yoga pants, and this guy walks up and just, like, smacks her ass. And he's like, damn, baby, you got a huge ass. I love it. And he, like, makes out with her. And then he, like, goes into his room, and his girlfriend's, like, in their bed. And he's like, how'd you get from the kitchen into the bedroom so fast? And the girlfriend's like, what are you talking about? I've always been in here. Are you talking about my twin sister who just got here a few minutes ago? And the guy's like, what the fuck? And then, like, it ends. And it's just the same joke done by, like, 5 different channels.
That's what TikTok is.
I want DC's input on this. I feel like DC's going to have a very valuable 30-year-old's input on this. How do you feel about it, DC? How do you feel like that's what's encapsulating the youth nowadays?
I mean, it makes sense. I had it for like a week when I probably spent more, like a total of 7 minutes on the app in total since it came out. It's just brainless, brain dead activity that's like really sad. If you watch a documentary, I highly recommend it. It's called The Social Network, or the
Yeah, I've seen it.
What is it called? No, that's the Facebook one.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking of the Facebook one.
The Social Dilemma. No, it's a new documentary on Netflix about the impacts of social media and how it's like they call it an existential crisis. It's a fully produced like hour and a half documentary. It's really good. But TikTok preys on every single psychological vulnerability that we have of just like instant gratification, mindless scrolling. Yeah, so I could go down. That's probably another podcast we'll talk about the effects of social media.
That does remind me of one of the TikToks I saw, and it was weird because it was a sequel TikTok. I was recommended that before I saw the prequel, so I had to like go to the person's channel and see the TikTok before it for it to even make any sense. So the original one is just, as I said, it's just a song playing, and these two girls like shaking their butts to it because that's like half of TikTok. Anyway, the video I was recommended, the sequel, I guess you can like make videos in response to like comments.
Yeah.
Because like this comment appeared on the TikTok, and somebody said like, "Oh, that girl stuffed pillows in her butt." And then, like, it has the girl, like, with her friend showing her butt to the camera. And the girl and she has, like, this, like, southern accent. And she goes, like, "She don't got no pillows stuck in her butt. She just got a fucking dump truck." And I was like, an 18-year-old girl should not be showing hundreds of thousands of people their friend and going, "fucking dump truck."
That is fucking awful. Oh, man. I don't even know where to go with this. TikTok's so fucking awful.
It's entertaining. It's like a drug. People get addicted to it and they need a fix. They go on there and just watch the shit. And I will say the videos on there, half of them are fake. They're staged. They're not authentic. They're not real. And
what do you mean half of them? Surely like all of them are. Like, well, there are ones where like this is just a random scenario, but like, say somebody gets into an argument with like his mother or something. Of course it's fake. He hasn't just like started an actual argument and then got out his TikTok account.
I know, and I don't get like the people I went on a vacation with to Deep Creek. They're TikTok stars, right? Like they have millions of followers on TikTok, and they were talking to us about it. They're like, "Oh, remember that time we had I did the prank videos of like I got pulled over and I'm gonna call my partner and it's gonna be hilarious. I'm gonna prank him." But you can just tell it's so fake. How do all of those still get hundreds of millions of views? Like, what's wrong with us?
Because
to think that it's okay.
Children.
It's children. Like that, we are. All of our age groups are like within 1% of TikTok users. Even me encapsulating this. Like TikTok is for like 5 to 15-year-olds. That I would say that's gotta be 70% of their audience.
Wow.
Which is why it gets away with the like it's obviously not 4 seconds, but like the 4-second video thing is because the attention span of a child is so small, right? They're like, "I'm bored of this video, scroll, and that's why it is so successful. But it's also why it's so fucking cringe, is because it's just kids basically decide what's popular on that site, which is why we find it cringe.
And that's scary. This is such a deep topic, but if these and the shit that's on here of like these girls and guys dancing sexually and like it's just like you're saying that the average age of a TikTok user is, I don't know, we'll say 9 years old.
I would guess.
Like how's that going to set them up for success and face reality of like that's not what the world is. It's not like that.
Well, I don't think that's TikTok's aim, is to set up anyone for success. I'm pretty sure it's just there to make money.
Right.
Yeah, so the final quarter I mentioned, so half of them are girls dancing to songs.
Oh, we're back to
25% are people redoing skits that somebody else came up with. And the final 20, I will say this, there are funny TikToks that are well made and like good content, but the other 25% is possibly, I think it might be worse than like the dancing, because at least the dancing, like the people come up with the dance and they execute it. The final 25% of videos that I kept getting recommended on my first week of TikTok was these people playing a stand-up bit from a comedian, and then they're just like lip syncing with they're acting like they're mouthing like what the joke is.
Yep.
And that would be the equivalent of me downloading another person's podcast, throwing our little picture on it, and people in the comments are like, "Oh, this was so funny. Like, I really enjoyed it."
Zach, did you ever tell the story about when you went to detention because you rode your motorcycle into class? That was back when you were always wearing like 2 pairs of sunglasses and you had that really badass leather jacket with the spikes on the shoulders.
It's true. It was football and weed class. They were one class, and I basically rode the motorcycle right into a girl's pussy. She came instantly, obviously.
Like, it's not even your kid. They didn't do anything at
can
all.
we fucking do that? That's a good idea.
It is a good idea. Apparently it works.
That would be fun. But this is the second episode. We're just freeballing it. But I know
That means not wearing boxers.
We would maybe like, film for like 2 hours.
Well, I am freeballing it by that definition.
Wait, are you not wearing boxers or underwear?
Fuck's sake, DC.
Well, dude, there's people who, like one of my friends in high school, freeballed it every day. He would wear jeans with no underwear, and it drove me insane thinking about how uncomfortable that would be.
Yeah, that sounds itchy.
Yeah, it just feels not pleasant. And so some people do just freeball it all the time.
Share the story of your new microphone.
That's the worst story ever. Why would I share that?
Okay, look, I'll tell the story, but I'll make it all wacky and entertaining. So DC was driving through the aftermath of a meteor strike when he found his parents' destroyed home. He said, "Mom, are you there?" She's like, "DC, help me!" And he's like, "Mom, what happened?" She's like, "A meteor hit the house."
Why does she call it DC?
Okay, I'm sorry. She says, the boss, thank God you're here. She's like, for Christmas, I bought you a microphone, but it's being mailed to you, and you're not going to have it until next week's podcast.
Why does she know
I'm
he does a
upset.
podcast?
I'm upset about what just happened. Why did you... Why? Okay, I appreciate it, but... Yeah, so...
No, but y'all hear about that Nashville, bombing yesterday?
Oh. No, I didn't.
Well, did you really not? No, this guy drove an RV into the middle of Nashville, and then, it blew up. He turned it into a bomb.
Wow.
It, took out cell coverage and internet in Nashville for, the whole day. I think there's still... I mean, the city, that area is fucked up right now.
Do either of you guys know what RV stands for?
Recreational vehicle.
No.
What? That's totally what it stands for.
They're a very American thing. I don't think I've ever heard an English person say RV.
Oh, it is a recreation. Well, I asked Alexa yesterday,
Get fucked.
and she said it was a reconnaissance vehicle.
What part of reconnaissance is that?
Going on a recon. Come on now.
A recon vehicle, my favorite.
Yeah. Well, fuck me. All right.
I like how you brought it up so confidently, just to be wrong.
I know, and then Pound answers correctly, and I'm like, nope, not right.
This is better content than we had all day.
I'm gonna prove to y'all I can wrap up a podcast. The thing that made me download TikTok was the Elliott Family of 7 TikTok, where he's reacting to this video, and the song in the TikTok is this weird mix-up of Pain from Naruto. He's like a villain in an anime, and the song Panda, where it's like Panda, 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 and it reminded me of when I was catching up on Naruto 2 years ago, and I was obsessed with Pain. I thought he was his voice actor was amazing, and I like doing voice acting stuff. So sometimes I would walk around and practice his lines to see if I could mimic his voice. And I would go this world shall know pain and stuff like that. It's stupid, but I was walking around my apartment complex. I got to the stairwell. I open up the door to the stairs. One of his lines, I just say one of his lines out loud. I go, "Do you hate me now?" And then at the moment I say that, there are just 3 girls sitting on the stairs, just trying to mind their own business. And without the context of knowing I'm quoting anime lines, it seems like a serial killer just broke into the stairs and started screaming stuff. And I had 2 options. I could either sit there and explain the situation to them, or I could avoid all eye contact and run past them. I took step number 2. I avoided all eye contact. I ran down the stairs and did not make a single peep. And to this day, they probably think they were seconds away from being killed.
I think I would prefer to have been seconds away from being killed than know the reality of that situation. I think it's worse that you were just quoting anime and sprinting about.
Yeah, if you would have stopped, if you told us you stopped and put your bags down and was let me tell you guys what happened here and why this happened, that they would have been more upset about that than
I agree.
Have actually murdered them.
I was practicing voice acting.
Put that one on the resume, Pound.
Yeah, it just says talents, voice acting. Do you have any experience? Well, there's one time. Oh, wait, I didn't share the story of how I fixed my computer.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Okay, so for the 2 months that I moved into here 2 months ago, and the entire time, I have not been able to use my desktop because it hasn't been powering on, like, at all. So, like, when I first got here, I moved in, I set everything up, I was so excited. I hit the power button on my desktop, nothing happened. I was like, oh, that's weird. I hit it again, nothing happens. This time I, like, hold it down, still nothing is happening. I'm like, what the? I'm like, maybe the socket doesn't work. So, because I just moved in, I didn't know, like, if any sockets were out or something.
Yeah.
So I plug in, like, a phone charger and my laptop charger. They both work fine. I'm like, okay, so the socket works. I was like, maybe because there's a little power button on the back of the desktop.
Yeah,
I was like,
I love real life troubleshooting.
Yeah.
Like, it's so satisfying to, like, be like, my brain is currently figuring out where the issue is. You know? It's like when you do a Windows diagnostics, and it's like, oh, this is broken, but, like, I'm doing that in real life.
So I'm like, maybe the power. So I check out, the power button is on the desktop, the socket works, everything's plugged in, and it won't turn on. I was like, I guess something. I like open it up. I don't know computers that well, but I kind of look around, like maybe like a cable came undone or something, like bouncing around in my car, just driving over here. And no, I didn't see anything. So I was like, I ran out of options. I'm like, I'm gonna have to go to the place I bought it from, because the place I bought it from, it's like a local place, and they're like, if you buy a desktop from us, we'll do like free maintenance on it and stuff if anything ever breaks. But the issue is it's on the other side of town, and it's like an hour round trip to get there, on top of like having to wait for them to fix it. And if they have to say like I have to come the next day, that's like 2 hours round trip. And the only time they're open is on Saturday when I don't have work. I never found time to go get it fixed. I had my laptop, so it wasn't like a big deal. But finally, I was like, my laptop was not working very well for stream. I was like, I need to go get this fixed. And so Christmas Eve, they were open, and I was off of work. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go. But my biggest fear is I'm going to drive out there, explain to them my problem. They're going to plug it in, and it's going to immediately work without them fixing anything. I'm like, before I head to the repair store, let me just plug it in and try to turn it on so I don't look like an idiot driving out there. I plug it in. I know it's not going to work. I plug it in. I hit the power button, and it just immediately boots up just fine. I was like, what the fuck? And I realized what happened was, because when it didn't work for the last 2 months, I didn't keep it plugged in because it wasn't working. So I unplugged the cord and stuff. Thursday, when I was testing it out before I left for the computer store, I had to find where the cord was because I didn't put it. So I searched around. I found the cord, but I found 2 cords. And that's when I realized that 2 months ago when I moved in, I had grabbed the power cord from my television, which looks very similar, and fits into the desktop, but not well enough to power. It fits well enough to fit, but not to turn it on. And that was the only issue for 2 months.
What? How fucking... My TV power cable is tiny. Like, it is almost like the size of like a DS charger.
They are both 3-pronged and the same size, and it fits into the desktop. So I thought it was the right cord because it fit into
I'm with you. I wanted to make fun of you for being an idiot when you were like, it turned on, but no, that's totally legit, and you get a pass on that.
All right, so DC supposedly has to go host a tournament on his Twitch channel, huh?
No, don't shout it out. Fuck DC. He doesn't want to be here.
We're doing so there's 4 streamers. There's Clash with Clam, DCtheBoss, Clash with DJ and Hades, and Anglo.
Which one are you?
I'm DCtheBoss.
Thanks for the explanation.
Yeah. No, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Do you want to hit us with our iconic outro song?
No.
Do the song, DC, you monkey.
Somebody type in lyrics. That's racist.
No,
Somebody
you've got to freestyle it.
That's the end of the pod.
You gotta. What?
Well, I started to sing, but like it was completely off tune, and then like you cut me off. Look, you just sing it, okay? I'm not gonna say anything.
No, you sing. That would be excellent.
I want pounds on it.
But I don't know how to get into a beat.
Go.
I don't know how to get into a rhythm.
Just go.
It's gonna go.
Just flow, pal. Just flow.
That's the end of the podcast. Hope you enjoyed coming in. Bailey, Pound, DC. That's how we do it in 2020.
Bailey, go.
Fuck, I'm not doing this. You can fuck off.
My name's Bailey.
Anyone could have the three best friends in a wolf pack. And we're gonna go get some ice cream with the BDP Podcast. And we're gonna have a good time, Thanks for viewing our podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the